Hello everyone. Today is Sunday, September 6, 2020. Um so yeah, I have my blanket over my head to avoid the pests and flies and stuff from attacking me. Um Last night I don't remember having any sleep. It was one of those nights. Don't remember falling asleep, being asleep, or waking up. But they vibrated me really bad. Last night and this morning. Even after 5 o'clock this morning, I tried to go to sleep. And people offer these suggestions, do this and do that. And I beat and tried it. And it was like, or they just assuming I'm at home and in the bed. And they're being like one person said, well, sleep on the floor. Don't sleep in the bed. And he sounded like, you know, people don't treat other targeted individuals like that. That every complaint they make, they get support. But when it comes to me, people act like as if they want me to stop fucking complaining. If you go back and look at my not Subway, my Jimmy John's video from the other day. Oh yeah, no, I deleted that comment that somebody named Arlen Jones try to justify and defend the fake fraud. It's like, how the fuck can you give me thumbs down when somebody's doing evil to me? You know what that means? You think I deserve it. And then they try to make like what he did with that scam guy Adam did was normal and right. So it's like I got way more than double of the thumbs down than I did of thumbs up. And it made me question what I did wrong. But I talked to this lady yesterday about what happened, and guess what she said? She said that they weren't supposed to charge me per sandwich. And plus that never happened. They never did that before. But I looked on the Google reviews and the reviews were nearly perfect. But then a couple of people admitted that, they caught on to the idea that he's just greedy for money hungry, It's like the rich are always trying to get more money when the poor sometimes are content with their poverty, So, I mean, this thing, what I'm about to talk about, this subject, you know what? I don't even care. I'm going to run my mouth like as if nobody's freaking watching. I don't care if people from my past or family members are watching my videos, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm glad that y'all targeted individuals help me have courage, to speak more, even though most of you bitches try to you fake phonies try to shut me down, So, excuse me. So let me, I see all these loud vehicles trying to distract me. If, I just heard a loud truck. Y'all may or may not have heard it. But, I had a lot of interruptions and distractions last night that they try to prevent me from sleeping. Including, a fake, demonic, dirty, homeless faggot a fake druggie try to pretend to fake like he wanted to offer me $5, and he wasn't even wanting to give me money. He just wanted an excuse to violate my space on purpose to make me feel uncomfortable, and on purpose to have me feeling anxious all night. It wasn't about him trying to give me any money, but I was upset that he crossed the line and violated my boundaries, violated my spot. So, he was a druggie too. I don't want shit from you. So anyway, this is the topic I'm gonna talk about. Hoping, yeah. So, all right, this is 5 minutes into the video, and I want to talk about, and I'm not gonna go into specifics. I mean, I talked about my unwanted intrusive thoughts before. So my unwanted intrusive thoughts that I get, I mean, I heard that, sleep deprivation is considered V2K, and sleep deprivation and the vibrating. They say that's part of V2K also, but or remote neural monitoring. I was told that I do have remote neural monitoring, and they said that what was my Tourette's is actually cover up for remote neural monitoring and the forced speech and stuff, like the forced speech that would get me in trouble when I don't mean to say those things. It's involuntary, forced speech and forced movements. Even in 2012, I had moments where I was like involuntarily forced to stick up my middle finger and say the F word and stuff, and I thought it was Tourette's, but I didn't find out till last year or this year that it's actually, I think it was last year, forced speech is cover up for the Tourette's and stuff. So with the OCD, I mean, I guess they call it OCD rituals. Some like that one website that somebody showed me about the forced mask wearing. They said that the it's considered like a satanic ritual, doggone ritual hand washing. I don't know. I just found that out, but it's like I feel like I have to keep cleaning. I've been like social distancing for many years, so it's like not wanting people to touch me or get close to me and stuff like that. Prime example, the perp yesterday, who came right by me, and he was closer than 6 feet away from me too, and tapping. So anyway, with the V2K, I don't get V2K, but for many years, ever since childhood, like a person's face, when I get angry with them, a person's face or name will be like their face, the image of their face will be heavily, violently, forcefully unwanted and intrusive in my mind. And then it make me more angry. It's like, and also I get like more visual and auditory unwanted, intrusive, uninvited thoughts that I thought was supposed to be associated with symptoms of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. I mean, they experimented. I didn't realize, people were trying to tell me that, they were experimenting on me, a lot since foster care, medical experimentation. And so it's like I even though I long broke away from Aaliyah, I think I said that in the other videos. I broke away from her a long time ago with, having all her CDs and music and movies and stuff. I threw those away, and the posters and stuff. So I still have unwanted intrusive thoughts of the person that I'm angry with. Like, it's hard to tell a therapist because the therapist or the mental health nurse, they would twist my words on purpose and I didn't realize this was part of the gang stalking. So they're really not here to help. And they twist it into something that it's not. But I would have unwanted and invited, unwanted, uninvited, intrusive thoughts about, it was repetitive, about people, doing sexual stuff to Aaliyah every time I get mad at them. It would be unwanted and intrusive thoughts, uninvited, And at the time, she was my favorite singer. But now I don't feel that way no more. But I still get these unwanted thoughts that are bothersome. And I would have like a auditory or visual unwanted thought. Not just those kind of unwanted thoughts, but some unwanted intrusive thoughts about other things too. Which is different aside from the daydreaming. I don't even daydream as or get to daydream, fantasize or daydream as much anymore like I used to. But still happens sometimes, and sometimes my mind will wander off into a daydreaming scenario beyond my control or against my will, especially if I'm sitting in. Well, I don't sit in lectures anymore. I have classes or school to go to, but years ago, I used to have those moments, or somebody would be talking to me and telling me something very important, and it's worse when I'm sleep deprived. And I try to fight out the unwanted intrusive thoughts. I would have unwanted intrusive thoughts about violence or unwanted invited intrusive thoughts about dead people. I don't want to go into specifics because it's disturbing. They say that when you have obsessive compulsive disorder, that you have unwanted, invited, and intrusive thoughts about people who you care about the most. Years ago, I thought that I cared so much about the foster mom Stockholm syndrome, and I used to care for her like like as if she was my real mom before I found out who the real mom was. And when I was brainwashed against the biological mom, brainwashed to hate her. But before the biological mom died, I tried to reach out to her and try to, apologize. And I'm sorry I was brainwashed. But, she died before it was too late, because I was in a different city and state, and it was hard to try to contact her. And other siblings, y'all know who y'all are, try to deliberately and on purpose block me from trying to talk to her while she was in a nursing home. And I didn't have the money to go back to New Orleans to try to go visit her. And nobody wanted to help me, Nobody wanted to help me with the fucking funeral. That's a different story. But anyway, so I would have like not actual physical voices, not literal in real time voices in my head, but like the imagination of or thought of somebody else's voice that's beyond my control. People say that maladaptive daydreaming disorder or daydreaming is a result of repetitive early childhood trauma. And people say that if you've been in a cult or been a victim of narcissistic abuse, you're a victim of complex PTSD. And the doctors and psychiatrists refuse to diagnose me with PTSD or Asperger's syndrome. That would really help me to be diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, because a lot of people say I have the symptoms and I'm so hypersensitive and I fit the profile. All these separate so-called disorders are like molded into, it's actually molded into one, Asperger's, rather than OCD over here, Tourette's over there. Because I knew a girl in a mental hospital years ago, and she said she was an Aspie or had Asperger's syndrome, and she used to blink her eyes a lot like my Tourette's, And so anyway, my OCD and unwanted thoughts is different from the V2K, I believe. Or, I don't hear any voices in real time. But the thoughts that I've been having for years have tormented me. I can be listening to my favorite songs, even till this day, even as of last night, listening to my favorite songs, even Christian songs. And I can be listening to a song about Jesus cares for me, or a song, Heal Our Land, or a song about, going to heaven. Then unwanted, or even I could read the Bible and try to pray, and unwanted intrusive thoughts about sex, not necessarily even about Aaliyah, but unwanted perverted thoughts about sex, or unwanted thoughts about death or violence or something else wrong. Unwanted intrusive thoughts would dominate my mind and infiltrate. And times when, shucks, it's really bad. I guess they wanted to make the thoughts so bad that I can't even focus or concentrate on reading the Bible. And then that's when I started to try to listen to Alexander Scorby, try to listen to audio, and that way, rather than me trying to read silently on my own. But I heard with the V2K, somebody on YouTube said that V2K is so satanic. The messages that is so satanic that with the V2K that people tell 4-year-old kid, tell their 4-year-old child with V2K, satanic, talking about stick a knife in your coochie and stuff. I'm like, well, what the hell? That's worse than my OCD unwanted thoughts. The V2K, if somebody project, these gang stalking perpetrators are using voices to tell a 4-year-old, I'ma stick a knife in your coochie or whatever. I don't like the P word, the pussy. And stuff like that. Wow. What the hell? So, it's like, when I have, my unwanted thoughts are not that brutal, but, I've heard horror stories about people with the V2K tells people, and nobody says, ignore! Nobody yells at people and tell them, ignore the voices. But when you hear about somebody schizophrenic or hearing voices, it's V2K, voice to skull. Quote unquote voice of God, really the voice of Satan. No holy God is gonna say to a 4-year-old child, and that's voices of demon possessed humans, and then laugh when they do this shit. No voice is gonna tell a 4-year-old child, ha ha ha, I stick a knife in your pussy, bitch, or whatever. How you do that? Corrupt a 4-year-old child? Because there are children who are targeted individuals too, and I probably was that targeted child, being locked up in small janitorial closets in kindergarten. And I don't care who calls me crazy anymore. Because you know what? There's a special spot in hell for you. You already judging me for something that's not my fault from childhood. That the foster mom put me in the program. Go tell her something. So, it's like, when I listen to my favorite songs, or trying to do something that makes me happy, like go to the beach, or drive a nice car, or whatever, which I rarely get to do. That's when unwanted, or fly on a plane. I love to fly on planes. I don't get to do that much, but I hate the fake, whatever, after 9/11. But, with all the punishment and restrictions or whatever, that everybody's a potential terrorist. Everybody's a freaking considered a terrorist, especially if you're a threat to a new world order. So I would have unwanted intrusive thoughts that it works when I try to when I would try to work on my books, and then my left foot started vibrating so heavily, and then after I stopped working on the book, then my work had disappeared, and then my foot stopped vibrating after I got mad and gave up. So I listen to my favorite songs, and then people who I'm mad at, their face or their name is unwanted, intrusive in my mind, very heavy. And then I get frustrated and stop listening to the music, and that's when the thoughts disappear. That's like when that man was outside yesterday morning. I was trying to get the last few moments of rest in my hotel room, and the man was talking an annoying kind of resonant, not too bass, but bass voice, and it distracted me from sleeping. And then when I got up and used the bathroom, magically his phone conversation ended. But he was standing loitering right by my fucking hotel room door. But I'm not allowed to record shit because I deserve to get banned from hotels, and I'm breaking the law for exposing the gang stalking perps who get to stay there for free, and nobody has any complaints about them staying for free just to use electronic harassment and torture me, and then laugh, and nobody says it's against the law for hotels to give people bloody bed sheets to sleep on. Fuck out of here, So I was just, I don't know if I saw one targeted individual talk about something similar. I think his name was Chris, and he had a Hispanic last name. I wanted to reach out to him, but it seemed like he talked about some new age stuff. I don't know if he knew it was new age or whatever. But, I wanted to reach out to this Chris guy for talking about some of the similar experiences that I talk about. And I don't know of any other targets who talk about what I talk about, with the thoughts and stuff. When he told me to look at his videos, now it seemed like, I don't think his channel's deleted, but all his videos, he had like 3 videos and they're gone. And I wanted to try to reach out to him. Well, I feel bad. But anyway, I'm going to go now. And I love y'all, and bye-bye.